buy after I've sold a few things. Try to keep things reasonable. One was a shorter term play that actually panned out for me that I was a little bit pleasantly surprised with. And another one was a longer term play that panned out for me that I was pleasantly surprised with. The short term play was RPA that I bought of Michael Carter, the rookie running back for the New York Jets this year. Nice. I bought his Panini Black rookie patch auto numbered to 50 for $20 in September and sold it for 42. So I was pretty happy about that. I think the RPA plays, I've talked about it in some of my earlier shows and earlier videos. And I think to not have to get the card graded is a big deal. And it just allows you to pick the player. And because it's an RPA, like it's going to go up if the dude has any kind of hype or any kind of good game. So I was happy about that.
So what I'm curious, what made you sell the RPA now? What, like Weezy Carter definitely didn't have a great year. You know, he didn't have an incredible year, but he could have come out with the Jets next year and just blown it up. What made you like flip it now?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. I mean, I think with me, I did invest in a lot of these types of cards back in September, and I'm a little bit nervous holding too many of them because not every rookie running back or wide receiver is going to pan out. And I have no idea what Michael Carter is going to do. And the more that I think about it, skill position football players scare me more and more because of injuries. Yeah. So if I can get double my money for anybody that's a unproven skill position football player, I'm probably just going to go ahead and pull trigger. I don't love the Jets or Michael Carter, so it's kind of like time to go. Totally fine with that.
Do you sell it to Gary V?
It's a guy. I will not drop the buyer's name on the air, but it is not Gary V. I wish it was. That would be pretty cool. I would definitely take a screenshot of that and post it if it was Gary V. Yeah. But I'm trying to sell my Elijah Moore RPA to Lou Janu, who's a co-host on the Card Talk pod who actually works with Gary V. And I heard him say on his pod that he's collecting Elijah Moore now. So Lou, I've got an Elijah Moore rookie patch auto for you with your name on it, buddy.
That's pretty cool.
Hit me up.
Yeah, I think the skill position player, I think for running backs, or maybe all players, insurance on the rest of your life. Like I think pension and insurance, you have to play in the league for like 4 years. And so the league is knowing, hey, these skill positions are not going to last that long. I think the average running back is like 3.5 years in the league. So that's like, I mean, statistically that goes, you know, they're looking at tons of metadata too. And so if we can get in that card realm of being like, hey, if you can turn these RPAs in a year or two, then definitely do it, because not everybody's going to be Adrian Peterson, you know?
I mean, I think it's a real legit play for anybody out there who just wants to have some fun to try and pick up some 2021, 2020, even 2019 rookie skill position players. If you can get them for like under $30 or even under $50, if they're like a former first or second round draft pick or a starter at running back or wide receiver or tight end even, try it. Don't do too many of them. Do the ones that you really think are going to pan out. Like another guy that I have a few of from September that I haven't sold yet is Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos, because he was injured and just everybody forgot about him, and I got a bunch of his stuff for like $10, his autos and stuff. So he's a guy, Waddles? Kendall, that no, I didn't get any. Like, so that's the thing is like Waddle, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, all those guys were like way too expensive. Even Najee Harris, all those guys were like $100 or more. And I was strict on my budget. I was like, I'm not going to go over $50 per card. I'm only going to go for guys that I think makes sense to buy for $50 or less. Their RPAs, so that ruled out a lot of the guys with hype. So like with Judy, it was like going back a year. A couple guys that worked out for me. One was like Kadarius Toney. So he was a first round pick, and then but he was injured. I got Rashad Bateman. So I sold the Toney for a good profit, but I'm holding the Bateman, holding the Judys, and then hopefully when the NFL season boots up again in 2022, I can offload those guys because I don't want to be holding any skill position players. Like,
Right. Yeah.
unless it's one of my all-time favorites like Barry Sanders, who if he tears his ACL playing pickup basketball, nobody cares. Still
Yeah.
Barry Sanders.
Still very.
Unless it's that guy, I'm not holding them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the reason why I'm not super big into other sports is with basketball, there's just so few players that I don't feel like I can dig super, super deep. And I feel like everybody's kind of going for the same names. That's probably not true, but that's how it feels coming from a baseball collector. But with NFL, it's just people are just hunting quarterbacks, and so it's just like,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a football collector. Oh, actually, you're just a quarterback collector. Actually,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it feels, And so the skill players, if you can flip those, do it. Do it.
There's some flip there. You can flip those because I have done it and it's worked out really well for me this year. And I think it's risky because like they could never hit the field or they could get injured and be gone. But yeah, I think you definitely can do it, and you just have to sell. You have to know when to sell because like
Yeah.
I'll tell you one more. I'll tell you one more guy. So the Jaguars took a guy named Travis Etienne, who was Trevor Lawrence's college teammate in Clemson. Yeah. And they took him with their second first-round pick. So he's a first-round pick running back. Well, he was out for the year with a foot injury. So all of his stuff was super cheap. I ended up getting 3 of his RPAs this year for an average of about 25 or 30, between 25 and $30 a piece. So I'll tell you, I mean, as soon as that dude comes out and puts up a baller game, I'm selling those. And I bet I could probably sell them for, yeah, I bet they'll easily go for $75 to $125 each, and I'll just boom, 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 get rid of them because mission accomplished. Like that should be the game. If you don't want to hold those guys, like if you're not PCing the team or the player and you're investing, looking to make money off of those cards, like I think that's how you have to do it because I've seen guys go down the next week. Like I've seen Rondale Moore's prices fluctuated big time. Najee Harris prices fluctuated big time. Kadarius Toney, I sold after his one big game this year, and then his prices were down. So big time like stock market volatility on those NFL guys. And man, I'm a big fantasy football guy, so I feel fortunate that I was able to kind of get in and get out of some of those because it's just like playing fantasy football. You're all excited one minute, the next minute you see the news and they're out for 10 weeks or whatever for the season. And you're just like, all right, well, can't do anything with this card now, but and it's been great having you on as my co-host today. Is there anything you wanted to add before I hit him with the outro here?
No, I definitely plug this report again. I think if specifically if you're not knowing where to start, this is a good list of saying these are the guys you should probably be looking for or at if you can afford them. Some of them I would say like you're going to be a little bit higher than you can afford. And so I think there is ways to get into the hobby on necessarily not buying Tom Brady's, like if you can't afford a Tom Brady rookie. But at the same time, don't just buy a cheap Tom Brady card because it's a cheap Tom Brady card. Like if it's a cheap Tom Brady card now, it's going to be worthless Tom Brady card, probably in a couple of years. So I think that's another thing that I learned the hard way is like, oh, I'm going to buy a Tatis card. Oh, I'm going to buy this dollar Tatis card, and it because everything's going up on Tatis. Well, now that Tatis card is worth even less than $1, So it's like those are things that I think if we can help new people out about saying don't necessarily buy a cheap version of the top 5 guys, because there's a reason it's already the cheap version. But
Totally. There are no deals really. People know what they're doing, and
Yeah.
if something's too good to be true, if it seems too good to be true, it definitely is. It's like that's why I'm all into the player prospecting angle, because I mean, you buy something because you think there are markers coming up for this guy to have card prices increase. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned. So if you upgrade to the premium version of the report, you actually get not only the low end, mid range, and high end cards that you should invest in, but you get the play, like the recommended play with the guy. So you get the context around like why Booker's third, or why, Lewis Hamilton wasn't on the report and now he is, like those different things will be under the play section. So definitely take a look at the free version, but if you upgrade, you do get a lot more. And thanks for being on, Kendall. I want to give credit to our sponsor of today's show, marketmoversapp.com by Sports Card Investor. Kendall and I want you to go there and use the promo code NOOFFSEASON to save 20%. Also, check out Wild Cards Box Breaks on Facebook, where my guy Kendall and his boy T, our friend T, do their thing. Definitely get into some breaks over there. Check out justbaseball.com. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Paul Hickey. Subscribe, comment, like. I want you to do all that good stuff. And thanks again for watching and listening, everybody. Have a great day.